Yankees win and tie the Blue Jays for first place. Crazy, right? The Yankees and the Blue Jays are now tied for first place. Even though the tiebreaker goes to the Blue Jays, we need to be one up on them in terms of the wins column. But anyway, man, I hope everybody's having a great day. Great win today. Judge hits his 51st, his 50th and 51st. Really, it should be his 51st and his 52nd because, like, we all know he got robbed in Tampa Bay, but that's neither here nor there. Kyle Riley actually hit his 59th home run. I believe it's 59th. Look, Judge is my MVP. I don't know about you guys. But how the tables have turned, right? How the tables have turned. Where are my Blue Jay fans at? Where you at? I hope you have that same energy. I'll tell you what, going up against the Orioles, we got to sweep them. I say the Yankees just we sweep them and get the show on the road, man. At this point it's on the Toronto, right? If the Yankees win every game from here on out, which I really believe they can, it's on Toronto to win. They have to win because if they lose one, it's a wrap. But let's take a look at the standings real quick. And there you have it, folks. There you have it. The Yankees and the Blue Jays are tied for first. Although the tiebreaker does go to the Blue Jays, so technically the Blue Jays are in first. But look, the way they've been playing, anything can happen. All the Yankees got to do, all we have to do is win. That's it, right? And it puts all the pressure on them. I don't know what's going on in Toronto, but apparently George Springer's, he's on some real conspiracy theory shit, thinking that the umpires are against them, whatever. Like they're trying to give it to the Yankees or whatever. I don't know what's going on, but to me, it's ridiculous. They just happen to be going through their funk at the worst time. So let's see. Let's see what they do. Let me say what's up to the chat real quick. My bad. I'm having technical difficulties. Jose G, my brother. Thank you. Appreciate you becoming a member. Yeah, man. I'm having difficulties with the stream. So I don't know if let me see if these things work. Do they work? Yeah. Everything's been like broken this morning. Everything's been hectic. But you know what? Let's take a look at Judge real quick. Because Judge did his thing. Hold on.
Driven deep to right center field. Going back, Taylor. Track. Wall. See ya. Flight 50 is landed. 50 home runs or more for the 4th season of his career. Aaron Judge with a 3-run home run. Yankees lead.
That's a big home run for Aaron Judge. I'm sure within his mind that, he was thinking, I need to get to 50.
After hitting number 50, comes out to the love and adoration of the right field stands. The fans giving him a standing ovation.
I'm sorry, folks, man. He is the most valuable player. It's not even, at this point, is it really even that close, right? Like, it really isn't. Absolutely isn't. But let me say what's up to the chat real quick. Hunter, appreciate you subbing. Let me get my... And for those of you just joining, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. If you can pull up anybody's stats. I don't know, just follow the chat. They know what they're doing. Most of you guys know what you're doing. I don't want to get into it right now. But Katie, what's up, Katie? She says, great win for the Yankees today. 2 major home runs from Aaron Judge. Yeah, man. And Grisham freaking continues to do his thing. I don't think, look, I know everybody's probably thinking that this is a one-off for Grisham, and maybe it is, right? 37. I don't even know how many homers he has right now, but let me put it up right quick. Oh, that didn't work. Yeah, but I think he like playing every day and everything, where he's at in his career and his age, I think he's going to be a solid player. He's going to get a really good contract from somebody. I'd say like 5 years, 60 million or something like that, or 50 million. There you go. I'm struggling trying to pull it. Appreciate it. Healing Men's Hearts. Yeah, 34 home runs. That's freaking incredible. Maybe he might never do that again. But who knows, right? But I think he could give you another 25, 30. I think that Grisham could do that. You know, given that he's playing every day, I don't see why not. Jose G says, let's go. All right. The Jays are losing their wings. Yep, they definitely are. They got their wings clipped by Boston. Boston beat their ass today. And look, going up against freaking Garrett Crochet, that's no easy task. Garrett Crochet went 8 innings versus them, gave up 3 hits, 6 strikeouts, and that's about it. And 6 strikeouts, believe it or not, right? That's a lot for the Blue Jays because they put the ball in play. They definitely put the ball in play. I'm watching the highlights right now of that game, and Yoshida took Max Scherzer deep. You know, and I truly believe that, you know, the Blue Jays are a good team, but what's going to hurt them in the long run is that pitching. They're very hittable. So we'll see. Katie says, we also had a 3-run blast by Trent. Yeah, Trent is a beast. Trent is a beast. And bats really came alive in this game. I'll tell you what, though. They did, right? And thank God they did, because that first inning really pissed me off. You got bases loaded, nobody out. I don't even know who's you going up against some scrub. I mean, I don't want to call him a scrub, but a no-name guy, right? Bases loaded, nobody out. Ben Rice strikes out. No, Giancarlo Stanton strikes out. Ben Rice strikes out, and then Paul Goldschmidt strikes out. Literally 3 strikeouts in a row. Nobody scores. I was like, oh my God, here we go again. And then the White Sox took the lead, 1-0. And at this point, I'm like, come on, bro, what are we doing, man? You know, error by McMahon. Even though I think that Jazz Chisholm should have caught that. But at that point of the game, I'm like, come on, don't blow it, guys. Come on. I'm thinking that these guys are hungover from last night's celebration. I'm like, come on, please don't do it. And but fortunately, man, they came back and took care of business. Took care of business. And I'll be honest, look, I did not think the Yankees would be able to even tie the Blue Jays right now where we at, right? Technically, we're not in first yet, so I don't want to get too crazy, but I didn't even think that they could get it to this point. And the reason why I didn't think that is because I didn't think that the Blue Jays would fall off completely like they have lately. The same way I didn't think the Tigers would. I mean, these teams have really, really fallen off the cliff, man. They're doing bad, man, especially the Tigers. The Tigers, man, they need to be studied. That fall off is epic. I'm trying to pull it up right now, the standings in the Central. Yeah, so, but here we are, right? 1 game. We got 4 more games, right? 1 versus, we got 1 with the White Sox. We got to take this one, and then 3 versus the Orioles. We got to take all 4. To be honest, we got to put all the pressure on the Blue Jays right now. They have all the pressure. We're playing with house money, right? Granted, though, we're the bigger market team. We're the Yankees, the big bad Yankees, but nobody expected them to take the division at this point. Like, the Blue Jays were supposed to run away with this. So right now, all the pressure is on their side. If they lose the division, you know, I think if they lose the division, I don't think they recover from that. I really don't. I think they get bounced out early in the playoffs. They don't recover from that. You know, and if the Yankees win the division, if somehow come Monday we take the AL East, I think that we could ride that momentum. We could really ride that momentum, because at that point we're getting a bye, and it's up from there. It really is. Let me see something. AL Central. See what's going on around the league. Guardians. Okay, yeah, the Tigers. Phew. Wow. Absolutely insane. So take a look at the AL wild card, and then we'll get to the chat. Right. Look at that, man. You see the Blue Jays on the wild card. It's funny because I don't know. Look, I'm not being biased, but technically it should show the Yankees there. We got the Blue Jays on the wild card thing. Yeah. And the Tigers, look, at this point, the Tigers might not even make it to the playoffs. Isn't that insane? They might not even make it. Because the Astros could come and take over right there. So it's gonna, man, this weekend is gonna be really interesting. Really, really interesting. The Mets are a game ahead of the Diamondbacks. I don't know what's going on with the Reds, but they've been falling off. They have been falling. Cat Mama, what's up, Cat Mama? Andrew, my brother, what's going on, man? Definitely take your time. Yep. T85 says if the Yankees were down 5-0 to the White Sox, I wouldn't be worried. White Sox are that bad. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, we can't be going down. I would be worried. You know why? Because at this point of this, at this stage of the season, it's like what we see right here is probably what we're gonna get in the playoffs. So we need them to really tighten it up. We need them to tighten it up. You know. A says all we got to do is win one game more than Toronto for the rest of the year, and we got the division. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's 4 more games though. I say we just win all 4, right? Win all 4 and put all the pressure, all of it, on the Blue Jays, right? Because at that point they can't lose. They have to play their best baseball, and they're going up against Tampa Bay though. I think they got a bye tomorrow, right? They got a bye, I believe, tomorrow. Let me pull up their schedule. I'll tell you what. If I was the Yankees, I would call the Rays, right? I'll call the Tampa Rays and I'll tell them, look, if you guys don't win a game this weekend versus the Blue Jays, we're evicting you. You can't play in our stadium no more. So you better play to win. Where is it? Okay, yep. Yeah, they have no, actually, they play the Red Sox tomorrow for one more. Okay, yeah. I thought they started the series on Monday. So they got one more versus the Red Sox tomorrow. Oh man, we need the Sox to beat it. If the Red Sox could beat them, that'd be epic. Hold on, let me take a look at something real quick. Let me pull up the pitching matchup. Nope. Oh, it's not. Oh. I guess it hasn't been announced. Let's see something. Nah. Nope. All right. Whatever. That's tomorrow's matchup for the Yankees. I was trying to see if the Blue Jays if theirs has been announced that who they got pitching tomorrow, but it hasn't. So I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. But it's gonna be crazy because, like, at this point, anything can happen this weekend. One thing's for certain, though: the Yankees have clinched their spot in the playoffs. We've clinched our spot. We're good. We're gonna be in the playoffs one way or the other. You know, now for teams like the Astros, now the Tigers, I'd say even the Guardians, they got to continue to play hot. A lot of these teams, it's not certain that they're gonna make it. The Mets lost 10. Well, the Mets are losing right now 10-3 to the Cubs. They're in a dogfight too. And the Diamondbacks are playing the Dodgers. They're down 3-1. So the Diamondbacks might actually sneak in the wild card here. They might sneak in the wild card. Tomorrow, where are we at? Okay, so tomorrow the Red Sox got Brian, whatever his name, Bayo, going up against TBD. To be determined, right? To be determined. Let me see this. This is tomorrow's match. I'm gonna be watching this game very closely because this right here could this could be it, man. This could be it. And you know, Bayo's good. Even though his record's 11-8 and his ERA, you know, I'd like to see sub 3, but even 3.34 is decent. That's good. But we know that when he's on, he can really be filthy. So I'm hoping, man, that he shuts the Blue Jays down. I'm hoping he shuts them down, and the Yankees, we freaking crush whoever this guy is right here. Davis Martin with a 4.03 ERA going up against Carlos Rodon. And Carlos Rodon is right there, 3.04. If he could give us 7 scoreless innings, that'll put him sub 3 ERA on the season. And what a year by Carlos Rodon, right? I mean, the dude, his first year here with the Yankees, and I'll say even the second year, he was an absolute train wreck. He's really figured it out and he's put it together. And he looks a lot more comfortable. He looks a lot more comfortable with the Yankees. You can tell he fits in with the guys in the clubhouse. So I don't know. Whoever this guy Davis Martin is, we need to smash him tomorrow. Smash him. And same thing when we go up against the Orioles. We got to sweep them. We can't let the Orioles spoil it for us, right? That's what I'm saying. We can't let them spoil it. We got to win every game. We cannot rely on Tampa Bay to handle business against the Blue Jays. So let's see. Let's see what's going to happen. Jose G says, Yankees 30-14 since August 6th. Yeah, they turned it on right on time. Tigers lost again, a historic collapse of epic proportions. Yeah, man. I don't even know what to say. Like, for some reason, like, they literally had that division. They had it, you know, all season long. They had a double-digit lead for the majority of the season, and just somehow within the last 2 weeks, they've played like crap. They've literally fallen off the map while the Guardians got hot, right? The Guardians, they turned it up, and they're winning every game, and the Tigers are just, they can't find a way to win. Roy, what's up, man? He says, hello, Jason, everyone. Nice win. I almost see us taking the East. Look, I think we could do it, but we can't lose. That's the thing. We just got to take all 4 games, right? All 4 games. We can't lose. And you know what, man? Now that we're tied like this, it makes me think of a lot of games. I'm like, man, you know, we had that game. But I don't know. TC says World Series back on. Let's go. Yeah, you know, I don't want to get too crazy though. I don't want to get too crazy just yet, because technically we're not in first place, right? We gotta look. We gotta like Ace said, we need to win one more game than they do. These last 4 games, and I said we just win every game. Just win every game, and at that point, you did everything you could do. You know, in terms of the last few weeks. But see, this is why every game is so important. And you could go back to some of the old streams in April and some of these these punt lineups and these bad bullpen moves, whatever. And I'm like, look, every game is so important. You know, it may not seem like it's important in April, but when you get down to September, the end of September, and you're that close, you know, it makes a difference. It really does make a difference. The same way Aaron Judge, right? He got robbed from that home run in Tampa Bay. I mean, I'm not saying that it makes a difference, but, you know, right now he technically should have 52 home runs. And when you think about it, I don't want to get into the whole MVP thing, but, man, he's having a historic season too. He's having a historic season. The first person, well, not the first person, but he's only like, he's in the common, like he put up 50 home runs. Like the only people to hit 50 home runs and win a batting title was Mickey Mantle, somebody else I can't remember, but there's only like literally like 3 people who's ever done it in the history of baseball, and he's about to do it. You know, so Roy says, I have to admit, Boston and Cleveland look scary right now. Yeah, man, I'm not scared of Cleveland. I'm scared of Boston. in a short series, especially in the wild card. I fear Boston in the wild card because their pitching we struggle versus them. But even then, man, our offense, I think, could take them the way we're playing right now. But look, if we could take the division and get that bye, then we'll worry about that when we get the bye. But it puts a lot of pressure on everybody else because they, all those wildcard teams are going to be in a fight. And they're gonna spend their bullpen while we're going to be resting and we're going to be freaking healthy. Yeah, the Reds, they're dropping the ball too. The Tigers' downfall is surreal. Yep. Luis Duran says, you better win it all. The Mets ain't going nowhere the way they're playing right now. Yeah, man, the Mets freaking Luis Duran, man, I'm telling you, man, we're accepting applications for Yankee fans. So if you ever wanna jump ship, leave the Mets camp and come over here, man, you're more than welcome, brother. We'll take you. Yankees might be rained out tomorrow, hopefully not. Yeah, man, I think they're gonna get that game in no matter what. They have to. This is the end of the season. How are they gonna make it up? There's no way to make it up. They have to get that game. We need to win the division, avoid the Red Sox. Man, you guys are scared of the Red Sox like that, man? I think we could beat them. I do, but we'll see. TC says, I called the Tigers collapse. I knew they weren't that good and would come back to earth. You know what? I think I expected the Tigers to do more at the trade deadline. I don't think they did enough. I expected them to really like go out there and get like another big time starter or something. They didn't really do it enough. They just left it like that because I guess they felt like they were good enough, but apparently they're not. Max Fried kind of struggled some tonight. I wonder if it was the rain, but I mean, he did his job. Yeah. He wasn't hitting the box well. Hey, yo. Nah, I mean, he looked all right. Sometimes I think, I'm not worried about Max Fried. I'm not, he's going to do his job. Is he going to go and shove and really shut down, like teams in the postseason? I don't know, I do notice that, man, that the defense usually, sometimes the defense don't step up for Max Fried. But look, them guys were all partying last night and stuff. They all look sluggish today, a little bit. They all did, except for Judge. Yep, Demon D says Bello's pitching tomorrow for Boston. Yeah, I know. I just pulled it up right now. Yeah, he's pitching. Oh. Yeah, he's they just announced the Blue Jays pitcher. He's going up against Varlin. So I don't know. Well, Varlin is a pretty decent pitcher in terms of ERA, but look at that. That's tomorrow's matchup, man. Look, I'm not rooting for the Red Sox, but I need them to win tomorrow. So I need freaking Brayan Bello to step up and do his thing. You know what's crazy though? That the Red Sox, they hold a lot of cards in their hand because they could lose on purpose. Why wouldn't they just lose on purpose? Think about it. Let me change this over here. Look at the wild card, right? It depends who they want to face. Who do they want to face right now? Because they're probably looking at it and they're like, look, there's no way they're going to take the division at this point, right? The Red Sox. But they might be like, hey, you know what? We'd rather face the Yankees in a wild card than the Blue Jays. So they might, you understand what I'm saying, right? Like they can actually determine who they want to play. So if they be like, you know what, we match up against the Yankees better, let's just punt this game versus the Blue Jays. Take it easy. You're not going to give them a tough lineup. Alex Cora is known to do some shit like that, and just let that game go. Chalk it up as a loss just so the Yankees to make it hard for the Yankees to take the division so that we face them in the wild card, if that makes sense. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. You think that's possible? I know teams say they don't lose on purpose. They'll never do that. But I could see a scenario where Alex Cora is a smart dude. He, you know, he lose a game on purpose to match up with a to match up with a team that he feels like his team could beat. Because it's either they face the Yankees or the Blue Jays. Even though they just beat the Blue Jays, they just smashed them. So maybe they want to face the Blue Jays. Maybe they'd rather face them. I don't know. Let me know what you think. If you were the Red Sox, who would you rather face, the Yankees or the Blue Jays? I believe they only led their league. I believe they only led their league. Judge. What do you mean? WRC plus? I don't know what IIRC is. Is going after the MLB batting title. Man, Judge is the best, man. I'm telling you. He's on the Mount Rushmore of baseball at this time. He's that good. But he got to win, though. I will say that. He needs to win something. Judgment Day is coming. Inevitable MVP. Let me know what you think, right? Do you think Judge is going off this postseason? You think he's going to go off, or is he going to freaking go cold? Me personally, I have a feeling he's going to go off. Maybe not like crazy numbers. Maybe the numbers won't be there, but I feel like he's going to have big at-bats. He's going to have some big hits. Mr. Snow, I don't know. Maybe, so you guys are going with an opener? I guess you guys are going with an opener because that's what's announced. This is on MLB.com. Look, the pitcher that's announced for tomorrow is Varlin. So you guys are using the opener. You know, I don't know why, but there's a bullpen game. The bullpen. Wait, you said you wasn't worried about the Red Sox, but want them to beat the Jays? Well, look, man, I don't. We need them to beat the Blue Jays, bro. It don't matter. We need them to beat the Blue Jays, but I feel like we can beat the Red Sox. I really do. We can beat the Red Sox. I feel like that. The only thing is that they have better pitching. They do have better pitching, but we've gotten to them before. We've gotten to even Aroldis Chapman. I would rather not face any of them. I'd rather get the bye. That's the whole point. Get the bye and let them duke it out, right? And let the Blue Jays and Boston duke it out. I fear the Red Sox in a 3-game. I do. In a wild card series, they are kind of scary because they have enough pitching to really, you know, you're gonna have to beat one of their good pitchers. And that's even in a 5-game. In a 5-game series, they could pitch Garrett Crochet twice. Technically, they could pitch him twice if they need to. So yeah, that's the only reason why they're scary. It's because they got Garrett Crochet, but I don't think their offense doesn't really scare me like that. You know, like they're tough though. But this Yankees, they're playing a lot better, right? This ain't the team that they faced a couple weeks ago or a month ago, whatever it was. The Yankees are a much better team right now. I'm not gonna say they're clicking on all cylinders yet because there's still some things that I see that I don't like. But they there, man. They're doing their thing. I'm ashamed to admit they have me hooked right now. Who, the Yankees? Silk Buckets says, dude, let's go. Who got you hooked? The Yankees? Unfortunately, I think Judge will go cold. Damn, I'm healing men's hearts, bro. How you gonna say something like that? That's blasphemy. Judge is making his case heard for MVP. I hope he hits a homer in the last few games. Yeah, you know, I think Judge is gonna go off in the postseason, and I don't mean he's gonna just be. The thing is, he's gonna get his walks and everything, but I feel like he's gonna have some big at bats, like some key at bats, and he's gonna come through. And you know, maybe the numbers won't be there. Maybe he bats 250, but one of those at bats is gonna be a huge at bat, and people are gonna be. And he's going to get the monkey off his back. That's what he needs, man. He just got to get that monkey off his back, give us one good postseason, and all is forgotten. Same thing with Volpe, right? And Wells. They go off this postseason. I don't care what they did in the regular season. I'm good with them. But they got to do it now when it counts, when it matters the most. So then don't worry about the division. I don't know what you're talking about, Lou, bro. You all over the place, man. Like, I'm saying at this point right now, right? I get it. The Red Sox are tough. I don't fear them though. Like, 'cause people are like, they scared to face them. Like, look, we might face some of these teams no matter what. We're going into the postseason, bro. This is what the playoffs is. You're gonna face good teams. You know, it is what it is. You gotta face them. You gotta do what you gotta do. The division, it is what it is. Look, the Yankees just gotta keep winning, right? The Yankees gotta keep winning, and that's it. You know, and put all the pressure on the Blue Jays. If we keep winning, they keep it. But if they lose one and we lose now, look, we can't do that. We can't do that, especially going up against the White Sox and the Orioles. We gotta take these games. So at the same time, we can't just relax. We gotta treat these games like they freaking are super important, because they are, and that means no punting, like going freaking all out, like it's a postseason. All right, what we got? Lou says Judge would have went cold already. He's on point now. I don't know. We'll see. I'll tell you what though. Last September, I'm gonna somebody pull up Judge's 2024 September stats, if you can. Because if I remember correctly, Judge was going off last September. He was having a great September, and that last like 2 games, especially the last game of the season last year, he went 0 for 5 with like 5 strikeouts. And that carried into the postseason. So I wouldn't say, because Judge is on a tear right now, that this is going to carry into the postseason. You see what I mean? He had a pretty decent, that's a good September. But the last 2 games of last year were bad. That last game, he went 0 for 5, bro. He went 0 for 5 and yeah, and it wasn't good. I think I could pull that game up. You know what? I never tried to like pull up an old box score from here. Let me see if I could do that. 2024. Oh, damn. I don't even know what game. Yeah, forget it. I'm not going to try. Can you put the interview last night with Meredith and hear what he said? Man, I could, but I don't want to. They were listening to music, man. I don't want to get that copyright. But I'll summarize pretty much what he was saying. He's saying like the job ain't done. Like they want the division, and that's what all of them were saying. Jazz was saying the same thing. They want the division, and yeah, it ain't done, man. I think Judge. The crazy thing is Judge knows that he's got to go off in an October, right? He knows that that's part of his legacy. They got to win and all that. But the thing is, like, a dude like that, you can't even think about stuff like that because it'll drive you crazy. And I think that's what was messing him up. Like last year, you could tell he was trying to do too much. I think he just got to put all that to the side. Just go out there and do the same thing you've been doing all season. Just look pitchers to hit. Don't try to do too much. Just the same thing. Don't try to overthink it, man. Because when you overthink it, that's when bad stuff happens. That is when bad stuff happens. Yeah, we know, man. The dude's stats last October were not good. But I feel like he's going to turn it around. I really do. I believe that he's going to turn it around. And look, I'm going to go on the record, right? Hold me accountable. I think he's going to turn it around. I'm not saying he's going to bat. He's not going to go Stanton crazy, right? But I feel like he's going to have a few key at-bats that people are going to be like, he came through. He came through in the clutch. Yeah, man, we were just talking about that. They got Varlin going first. They're going with the opener tomorrow. So I think they're gonna get the game in. They're gonna get that game in. I don't care unless it's freaking hurricane whatever out there, they're gonna find a way to get that game in. They will. And the Yankees, they don't care. They'll stay up all night and wait at the stadium just to get the game in, even if they have to get it in 1 hour at a time, 3 innings at a time, right? They're gonna do it, man. It's too either that or they're gonna have to play that game on Monday, and that's not gonna happen. That game, tomorrow's game, will be played. It has to be played, you know. So even if they just get 5.5 innings in and say game over, you know, they will get that game in. Fantastic. Mr. Snow says, I looked at the forecast. It's supposed to rain all day for you guys in New York. Yeah, I don't even care. They're gonna get the game in, dude. They have to. You don't understand? What they're gonna play it on Monday, or they just gonna forfeit it? Right? That's one thing, but because the White Sox ain't playing for nothing, but they're not gonna do that because the division's too close. And then the Blue Jay fans and the Blue Jays are like, hell no, y'all gotta play that game out. They're not gonna play it on Monday. That day off is very needed, right? Going into the wild card, if the Yankees play the wild card, right? If they end up playing the wild card, but that game is playing tomorrow. I don't care if they got to play it in the rain. They're gonna play that game. I guarantee you that they're gonna play that game, barring like lightning on the field, or where it's just absolutely too dangerous. They're gonna get that game in. Ohtani October. Yeah, pretty much the same thing. That's what I'm saying. Him and Judge had like the same numbers, but nobody gives Ohtani crap because Ohtani's the golden child, man. He can do no wrong. Don't you get it? Ohtani can do no wrong. He's I don't know. I don't even want to get into that, man. The glazing is out of control with that, man. Who is more likely to miss the playoffs, Tigers or Astros, in your opinion? I'm gonna say the Astros, because the Astros are not even in a playoff spot right now. So I will go with that. The Astros definitely, man. The Tigers, it's hard to believe that they had a grip on the whole American League. They've been the best team in the American League for 85% of the season or something like that. And they just absolutely, completely fell off. They fell off. Let's see this. Yeah, I'll go with the Astros. But the Tigers, you go 1-9 in your last 10. It's not good. Not good. I don't know why it's not pulling up Jose Ramirez. I gotta look into that. There might be another Jose Ramirez that's messing that up. There might be another Jose Ramirez, like in the I don't know, the minors or something. So I gotta fix that. Theo Harris, man, appreciate you subbing, man. I feel like I've seen you here before, but I appreciate you subbing if it's your first time. Silk Bucket says, it's crazy. We already forgot that Ipe took the fall for Ohtani. I don't know, man. I used to think the same thing, but I don't know if you watched the interviews with the actual bookie, right? The bookie who was taking the bets from Ipe. He said flat out, like, no, man, like the dude, Ohtani really didn't have nothing to do with it. You know, it was all Ipe. And if Ohtani did, then he kept it really like, he kept it on the wraps, right? It's like he never dealt with Ohtani, never met the dude, never. Everything was through Ipe. Everything was with Ipe. That's what you're saying. So I don't think Ohtani was gambling, but I do think Ohtani knew. I feel like Ohtani knew that he was gambling. He probably didn't know to what extent, but I think he did know. I don't know. Maybe he did. It's hard to believe that somebody would not notice that he's missing, what was it, like $16 million? Like, it's hard to believe that you wouldn't notice that, or somebody wouldn't notice, and then he paid it all for him too. I don't know, man. It's just crazy. It's crazy. But look, whatever you believe, ain't nothing gonna happen to that dude, right? He is good. That was the fastest investigation ever. They didn't even investigate. They asked him. They said, "Ohtani, were you gambling?" He said no. And they're like, "Look, case closed. Case closed." Right? Investigation over. I'm like, what? Yeah, you got the freaking the Guardians with Emmanuel Clase and the other dude, man. That investigation might take a whole year. Who do I think is better, Ohtani or Judge? Oh, Aaron Judge, hands down. If you're saying that who's a better hitter, Judge is, right? Ohtani's the greatest player alive when he's actually pitching. You know, when he's pitching and hitting, that's hard to beat, right? I don't care who you are. Even with Judge, that's really hard to beat. When you're talking about a guy who's an ace pitcher and a superstar hitter all in one, it's tough. It's tough. It really is. And look, I'm not the biggest. Like, I'm a fan of Ohtani, but I don't glaze him like people. But in terms of hitting, there's no. Judge is the baddest man on the planet when it comes to hitting. Ain't nobody better than Judge. He's the best hitter, hands down, on this planet. And the numbers back it up. Healing Man's Heart says, I think the Tigers have the tiebreaker over the Astros. I don't like this tiebreaker stuff, man. I want 163 back. Manfred, you know, wherever you at, bring back game 163. We want that game back, right? That's what we want. Make it interesting. A one-game playoff. Jackson Dart starting for the Giants. I think it's about damn time. I mean, you might as well. We ain't going nowhere with Russell Wilson. I mean, come on. Like, that ship has sailed already. You know, we had one good game. Not even a good game. We had 3 good quarters versus the Cowboys with Russell Wilson. Let the kid play, man. If he's the future, you might as well just throw him in there now. You know, I'm not saying he got to start every single game, but get him in there, man. Let's figure it out. Something for the fans to look forward to, because, man, being a Giant fan is miserable, right? It really is. It's really miserable, especially when you look at freaking Daniel, freaking what the fuck? I can't even remember the dude's. The guy who went through calls freaking I'm having a brain fart right now. And this dude over there, you got Saquon Barkley with the Eagles, and you're like, what the hell is going on, bro? Everybody leaves the Giants and turns into freaking MVP-like players, right? Let Dart play. Let him start. That's what I think. Daniel Jones there. Thank you, Yassine. Appreciate it, man. This dude's with the Colts, and he looks like a totally different person all of a sudden. It's like, what the hell? I mean, it's still early, so we'll see. We'll see if he could keep that up. But so far, man, he's killing it over there in Indianapolis, right? And we're like, what the hell? Well, you couldn't do that with us? I don't know what it is, but whatever, man. You know, the Giants ain't going nowhere. I'm sorry. Like, we're going nowhere. So you might as well start Jackson Dart. Maybe something happens, you know. Maybe they win a couple games. Theo says, question is, would Judge show up this October? I think he is, right? I personally think he is. Maybe not in the sense where if you go when in November, right, when the season's done and the postseason's done, and we pull up the postseason stats, it might not be crazy. He may not bat 370 with 12 home runs and you know, maybe nothing crazy like that. But I feel like he's gonna have big at bats. You know, that's what I'm hoping for. That he's gonna come through in big at bats when we need him to. And that's really all we can ask for. Some big moments, right? Judge has the chance to go down as the greatest right-handed hitter of all time. He does. Jeff passing. Man, you know what it is though with Jeff, man? Jeff, I like Jeff passing, right? But he's a Guardians fan. Is he right? He's a Guardians or Kansas City. He deep down inside, he despises the Yankees. You know, he hates them. I'm sure he does. Deep down inside. The same thing with like Fuzzy. I don't know if you guys watch Fuzzy. I've been watching Fuzzy for years, man. I like the dude, man, but he hates the Yankees. They can't even hide it, bro. These people, they can't even hide their animosity towards the Yankees, bro. It's crazy. Even that dude, man. I don't know what's the guy's name. The guy from damn. NY Sport. I don't know. Is it the Post? I don't know. This dude, man. There's just so many of these dudes, man. They just hate the Yankees. They can't even be unbiased, about it. Nothing better than hearing that crowd when Judge hits a shot. AL MVP, case closed. It really is, man. Cleveland taking the division lead without Cease, without Clase or Ortiz, especially without Clase, is even more impressive. And they traded away Josh Naylor, yeah, and Bobby as well. But the thing is that Cleveland always finds a way to do it, but they ain't going nowhere, man. Let's be honest. They're not going anywhere, dude. Mr. Matt Keller said, I've seen enough. Kyle for MVP. Bro, you can kick rocks with that, man. Does NFB really eat raw steaks? He does. Yeah, I don't think I have it loaded here no more. Let me see. Nah, I don't got it no more. Damn. Yeah, I took it out. But I had the I had an AI. I made an AI of NFB eating a raw steak. Yeah, I don't know what I did with it, man. Like to see the Astros knock out Tiger. I should never put this sour candy in my mouth. It's sour as hell. Jeff Bastin is George Brett's long lost stepchild. I don't know, man. He's I like him, but look, even those guys are wrong sometimes, right? That's what I was saying the other day. Nobody is batting 1,000 when it comes to freaking, to their takes. Even on YouTube, I've seen man, it's not a knock to anybody, but so many people, they're like, I called this and I called. I'm like, come on, bro, really? Like, I get it. Some people always, like, even me, I've called some things and I've been wrong about a lot of things. Nobody's perfect, man. Nobody is perfect. Jeff did say that he will vote for Judge if he had a vote. Too bad he don't got a vote. That's the thing that I don't like, the way they do this voting thing. Because who knows who got the vote, and then these people are gonna vote, and you can't ask them after, like, bro, why did you vote that? Even like the Derek Jeter thing, right? Derek Jeter had one vote no. I would like to know who the hell that guy was so they could interview him and be like, what? Why? Like, you make your case, right? Or was it just bias, right? Or were you just being a hater? You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, the way the system is, I think it should be for MVP. I think it should be like, they should have a certain number of stats. They should have some kind of formula that decides, okay, right? Whoever, based on this formula, whoever has the higher score is the winner. That's what I think. Not war, maybe something else. Just come up with a different freaking calculation. Itchy Nut says, like to see the Astros knock Tigers out. Better matchup if the Yankees see either later. Yeah, but you're right, man. I'm not gonna lie though. I would like to see the Yankees beat the Astros in a postseason series. And not even about the matchup and everything. I would just like for once, for us to knock them out, right? Just to close that chapter, man. Close the book on all them years, man. The cheating, whatever you want to call it. Them just kicking our ass, man. Every freaking year. I could not even pick the AGT winner tonight. Help me out with the AGT, what that means. I could not even pick the I don't know. I'll admit it, I said back in July the Yankees were cooked and now making the playoffs. Pleasantly surprised. Yeah, man. They turned it on right in the right time. But look, making the playoffs is one thing, right? That is not our standard, though. I know a lot of people, they like to feel like that and be like, hey, because All right, let me ask you this, right? For those of you in the chat right now or watching this video, this stream, if you're a Boone fan or not, whatever, I know about 2 months ago, everybody's calling for the dude to be fired, including myself, right? Does him making the playoffs now that we clinched the playoffs, should his job be safe, right? Let me know in the chat. Should his job be safe? Or is he still in the hot seat depending on what happens this postseason? My thing is, look, they fired Joe Torre, right? For letting that game go on with the freaking with the bugs in Cleveland. Joe Girardi for I feel like he got fired for not challenging the versus Cleveland too, on top of that too, in the division series. But I say all that to say this, man. I feel like Boone's had a long rope. He's had a long leash. And like if the Yankees get bounced out in the playoffs, right? Should he return back? I think they're gonna bring him back no matter what, right? To get his last year in. But at what point is like, hey man, you've been here down near 10 years, 8 years, going on 9, and we have not won jack squat. At what point is like, hey man, let's try something different? Mr. Met Killer says most people are mad because they spent the entire year talking shit to the Yankee fans, and now they'll have to eat crow if we don't make the playoffs, even with Soto. Yeah, be humble and watch your team. Yeah, I've been saying that, Mr. Met Killer. I've been telling people that all season. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've been getting dogged. For those of y'all who rock with me like that, man, we've had Met fans in here, Blue Jays fans, Red Sox fans, all kinds of fans. They love to come in here when the Yankees are down. Oh man, they come in here and they rub it in my face, man. In the comments and all the comments, Dodger fans, they love. But as soon as the tables turn, right, like right now, where they all go, where are they? That's why I tell people, man, be humble. Baseball's a humbling sport, man. I'm telling you, be humble. 162 games is a long ass season, and we're not gonna get too crazy, right? Because we still got a postseason to play, and we still got 4 more games. We haven't even taken the division, right? So we're gonna stay humble, right? We're gonna stay humble as fans and let it play out, right? Because what we really want is the World Series. That's what I told the Dodgers and fans last year. When the Dodgers fans went, I was like, man, you guys act like, that's how I could tell, man. Y'all don't even know what it's like to win, right? You guys don't even act like you've been there before. Please, you're embarrassing yourselves. Like, act like you've been there before. But it's all right. Our turn is coming, man. Our day is coming. I truly believe it. The Yankees' day is coming. We will be down the Canyon of Heroes once again in the freaking ticker tape parade, popping champagne, and the rest of baseball hate us again, right? They already hate us. We might as well give them another reason. America's Got Talent. What are you talking about? You think the Red Sox like making 1978 great again after this phenomenon happened to them years ago? They're helping us create the sequel on the Toronto Blue Jays. I don't know, man. Like 1978 was a long time ago, brother. I wasn't even born in 1978. You're gonna have to school me on that. America's Got Talent. Winner got $1 million tonight. Really? That's what's up, man. Sure, I could use some. Just give me. I take 15,000. But that's good though. America's Got Talent. I don't know what was their talent. Were they singing or freaking? I don't know. I think he should be fired if they don't reach the World Series. Only if he wins. Yep. It's Hal Steinbrenner. George would have gotten rid of him 4 seasons ago, bro. George, man, yeah, he would have definitely been on for sure. Yeah, baseball's a humbling sport. Even when I play baseball, and I tell, like, even when I tell my son, I tell everybody, you cannot hide in baseball, right? You cannot hide. Like, The ball will find you. If you're scared of the ball, it's funny like that, right? Baseball is fun like that. Like my son, man, he was not this year, but it was like a year ago. In his Little League team, there was a kid that was terrified of the ball. Like every pitch, he would try to get out the way, even if it's nowhere near him. He was so terrified of the ball that he will always get hit by the pitch, you know? And I told him, I said, dude, you keep getting hit by the ball because you're scared of the ball. That's just how baseball is. The minute you stop being scared of it, you're going to stop getting hit by the ball. And sure enough, he kind of was like, I was like, stop dunking out the way. You stay right there. Don't move your feet and swing the damn bat. And he stopped getting hit by the ball. My poor kid, man, he was getting hit in the head and everything, man. He couldn't, man. And every pitch, he'd jump out the batter's box and still get hit with the ball. It's like, damn, he can't buy a freaking hit, man. Silk Bucket says, I'm probably late to the convo, but we fired Girardi when he made Game 7. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We fired Joe Girardi. Joe Torre, you know, for less. That's what I'm saying. Boone has had a long leash. And it really isn't nothing personal. My whole thing is like, man, at some point we gotta do something different, right? We gotta change it up. We have to change it up. But I will say this, and I want to give Boone credit right now. This September, even Boone, right? Some moves, he's made some moves that I'm like, what are we doing? Not really. But every manager is gonna do that. This September, specifically this September, Boone has really he's really stepped up. He really has stepped up to the plate. Even with, you know, the whole Volpe Caballero thing, just everything. He's pressed all the right buttons. He's gotten Ben Rice in there, you know. Ben Rice caught today. Like, he's getting these guys at bats. So I'm gonna give a shout out to Boone, man. He had a great September so far. A great September. But we need a good October, Boone. That's what we need. We don't need the Nestor Cortez to face Freddie Freeman nonsense again. We don't need that stuff no more to face Ohtani. Like, we need you to be solid this postseason, man. We really do. Girardi was not fired. He was just not. That's essentially the same thing as being fired, dude. You know. He was also on the 8-year run of losing. Yeah, but at least he won one before. Boone been worse though. Never winning. He lives on regular season win percentage. Yeah. And I say that Girardi never even had a team like Boone has, with the exception of 2009. Boone has some really good teams. Yeah, but he was fired. Essentially, if you don't re-up somebody, if you don't renew their contract, you're firing them. Essentially, right? You tell them you don't want him back. Boone won't be fired even if we miss the playoffs, which is highly unlikely. Oh, we can't miss the playoffs at this point. We literally clinched the playoffs, so that's not happening. Talking heads have no insight into the organization's thinking. They'll use injuries as an excuse and look ahead to 2026. Yeah, man. I'm not falling for that bull crap no more. Make sure y'all like the stream if you haven't. Hit the thumbs up, right? Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up. Stan and Cody need to heat up soon. I think they will. I'd rather them get it out their way now. Get their little slumps out the way now. They're gonna heat up soon. In 1978, the Red Sox had a 14-game lead in the AL East over the Yankees in July. Oh, okay. And they played game 163. Yeah, man, that's what I missed game 163. They should bring it back. Bring it back. Mr. Met Killer says, what is the point of firing Boone if they are just going to get somebody just like him as a replacement? When Cashman fired Girardi, it showed he didn't want a manager with his own mind, just somebody. I mean, it don't matter, man. Just something different. Something that, who knows, right? He might hire somebody else and think that he's gonna be like Boone, but then the dude's like, you know what? No, I'm doing things my way. You know, I don't know. I think that it kind of depends too how far the Yankees go this postseason. You know, what kind of if they get embarrassed and it looks terrible and they just completely embarrass themselves, yeah, at that point I'm like, look, man, get me a new manager. And I get it. A lot of it is on the players too. The players got to play. I don't care though. Just get me new leadership. That's what I'm saying. Somebody, anybody, you know. I stopped talking BS after 2015. That will push the buttons. They are told. George Springer got serious YDS after the interactions with the umpire. Yeah, man. That's what I said. The dude's really losing his freaking mind. Like, you really think that the umpires are conspiring against the Blue Jays because they want the Yankees to win the division? Like, come on. If anything, he must not be watching the Yankee games because we get the worst umpire calls. We get the worst umpire calls ever. I'm telling you. I literally watch, and I'm going to bring this back up. I know I keep bringing it up. Aaron Judge hit a home run that was called foul when the thing was literally 40 feet fair. It was 40 feet on the fair side of the foul pole, and they called it foul. You know, like, we get the worst umpire calls. So I don't want to hear that. We can't even win replays. Even when the replay is clearly in our favor, they call it against us. So I don't know what the hell Springer's talking about, man. And then of all people, right? Of all people, him, wasn't he on those Astros cheating teams? Of all people, right? Like, come on, don't get me started. You of all people should shut the hell up. Hey, just play. And the Yankees won the division. Oh yeah, I know the bucket that home run. I don't know the super history like that, man. I'll be honest with you guys. Yeah, man, that was a long time ago. And even then, look, let me tell you something, man. The Yankees are rich in history. We love their history. Don't get me wrong, it is great. But you go try to tell that 14-year-old kid that's sleeping up there about that, he'd be like, bro, I've never seen them win. You understand? All that history stuff don't mean nothing to these young guys. These people, they're like, bro, I've been on this earth, 16 years and they ain't never win anything. So, so sometimes, man, there are fans, some of us, we like to throw the history, like, well, we got 27 world championships. And that's great and all, but really it's like I don't even care, man. I want to win today, right? I want to win this championship this year, That's what I want. Problem is Cashman's terrible. The owner's horrible too. Yeah, but I hear what you guys are saying, man, but Howe ain't going to fire himself, right? He's not going to fire Cashman. Cashman's going to retire out of here. There's only one person who could really, really go, right? Who's most likely to go if things all go wrong. And that's Boone. And even then, they might not even do that. But I know that something got to change, man. Something's got to change. But hopefully, look, and I hope I eat my words, right? I hope the Yankees win and freaking we take it all the way and we win the World Series. And I'm good. At that point, I'm bring Boone back. He's our guy. But if not, I'm like, hey, man, we got to consider moving on. It's the same working. But right now, as of right now, we in this. Y'all see the Blue Jays Kirk tonight? Thrown out by right field on a clean base hit to right. Yeah, man, but y'all leave Alejandro alone, bro. My man he's down with the Oompa Loompas, man. You got to leave him alone. That dude can hit, man. I'll tell you that much. He's a freaking hitting machine. 100% he gets fired unless they win the World Series. I just hope Matt Blake stays with the Yankees. Him leaving would be a huge loss. Yeah, man. I'll tell you what, though, man. Matt Blake, I don't know. I like Matt Blake, and Matt Blake is good. I don't think he's God, though. Some people, for some reason, I don't know what we seem to think, right? And I used to think like this too, but we seem to think, yeah, Matt Blake will fix him. And it's like, okay, well, what about all the people he wasn't able to fix, you know? I don't know. I like Matt Blake though. I do. And I do want him to stay too. But we'll see. Itchy reminded me playing Bases Loaded for Nintendo. Yeah. Oh, you talking about the America's Got Talent? That's what AGT is. America's Got Talent. Man, I'm out the loop. There's a Filipino. Her name is Jessica Sanchez. And the good background story here is she got booted out the first time she sang in America's Got Talent when she was a teenager. Oh, you're Filipino? Yeah, man, I know a lot of Filipinos. My name, right? Custodio, even though I'm Puerto Rican and Dominican, I've met a lot of Filipinos with my name, with my last name. And yeah, man, I love my Filipino people. When I was in the army, man, I met a lot of Filipinos. I had this one dude, right? My boy, right? Oh, this is my dude, man. But he tried to, one time he invited me to this thing. They used to, I don't know if you know what it's called, balut or something like that. It's literally like a embryo. It's like a baby egg, right? An egg with the embryo, the duck in it. I don't know. I was like, yo, I can't eat that, brother. He's like, no, it's good. And I was like, bro, I'm not eating that. That shit is a freaking fetus, a baby bird fetus. That's what it is. You about to eat that? Hell no. But the lumpia, I like the adobo chicken they make. Everything tastes really good. New York Yankees finest, Itchy Nuts. I also heard they were P and S ways while he was running down the baseline too. Oh my God. Volpe turned it up. Volpe's been good since he got those shots, man. Springer is becoming a villain. That man is dangerous though, man. He kills us. I'm not gonna lie. He's dangerous though. I've always liked you hear me? I was about to say Jerry Springer. I've always liked George Springer. You know, he went to Connecticut. He's a Connecticut guy. Connecticut Huskies. I always liked him, man, but he was an Astro, so he was the enemy, and now he's a Blue Jay, so he's the enemy still. But that's a guy that I would have loved to see the Yankees get, you know. The fact we all know Brian Washer's name is a bad sign. If you know the umpire's name, he's bad at his job. I'll agree with that. There, we get the robo umps next year. Springer feels the heat from the Yankees and worried about losing the division. I think Springer's just, I don't know. He was just bugging out. And it's okay. I like that, right? I like that. When you see players, they start coming up with excuses and they think the umpires are really conspiring against them. You can tell, man, they're in their heads now. It's in their head, right? They're in their head. And in baseball, you don't want to be too much in your own head, man. You don't want to think too much, right? Because then you overthink. That's a good thing. That's a good thing for us. He says, healing men's hearts. You can only have 2 challenges. Umps will still be behind the dish. Yeah, there's still going to be bad calls, but those terrible, like some of these calls are so bad that those are definitely going to get challenged. And you're going to see a lot less of those calls. And I like it because it adds an extra element to the game. And not only that, when an umpire, when a player wins the challenge, the umpire's they look like crap, right? That's like calling them out on their BS. Like, yeah, you were wrong. Look at that, So I'm excited for the ABS. Correct me if I'm wrong, Roy says. I think we tied most home runs since 1977 Yankees. I mean, I don't have that stat right now. I mean, I can ask ChatGPT, but I know it's not the most all time. The most all time is actually the Twins. I mean, that'd be nice, but look, I mean, we live and die by the home run most of the time. We'll see. We'll see. I hope this team goes into the postseason and they're able to, like this, what we saw in the first inning today, bases loaded, nobody outs, and we can't score a run. That cannot happen in the postseason. You know what I mean? That cannot happen in the postseason. Bases loaded, nobody out, and we failed to score. 3 straight strikeouts against the White Sox. That is unacceptable. Unacceptable. See, stuff like that worries me. But we overlook those little things because we end up scoring 8 runs and all is good, right? So we'll overlook that. But it's in the back of my mind, right? I just don't want to be a Debbie Downer and think of all the negative. But I can't forget, you know, that we had bases loaded, nobody out, and freaking Stanton, Rice, and Paul Goldschmidt all struck out swinging immediately, right? Yeah. So I'd even look at the box score. Should probably look at it, see how many runners in scoring position do we leave. Let's see. All right, the Yankees went 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position. We left 7. So we left 7 on. So the only 2 players other than Judge who won the batting title while hitting 50 home runs were Jimmy Fox and Mickey Mantle. Yes, they both won the MVP that season, but Kyle is a switch hitting catcher. I don't care what Kyle is, man. That dude could be freaking. He could hit home runs. He could swing with his feet, right? And it won't matter, man. The numbers don't lie. Just look at it. It'd be different if he had 59 home runs, right? 60 home runs, and Judge had 20 or even 30. But Judge has 51, you know. And we counting the one they stole from him, 52. Like, he's not far off, and he's way ahead in every other stat. He's absolutely the most. Like I said, I'll say it again. The league is telling you. The league will tell you, right? The rest of the teams, they'll tell you who's the MVP by the way they pitch to guys, and they don't pitch to Kyle Riley the same way they pitch to Judge. I promise you, right? Kyle Riley ain't making everybody around him better. Judge, immediately, if when you bat in front or behind Judge, you're immediately going to be better, right? You're going to get way more pitches to hit, way more opportunity. So I'm saying, like, Judge is that guy, dude. I'm sorry. He's the MVP. To me, it's not even close. Jays find new and exciting ways to tank each year. What the hell? Sunil be killing me. Sunil says, Jays crashed harder than their cumulative team blood sugar levels. What are you talking about, dude? Oh my goodness. I think Rodon could take on Springer. You guys are out of control. We are the mother effing Yankees. I agree. Mad Steve. Yeah, man. I don't know what's going on in the chat. Great memories this evening. Yeah, man. I think so what do you think? Like, realistically, you think the Yankees winning the World Series this year? Let me try something real quick. Are we winning the World Series this year? I think we have a shot, man. I truly believe that we could ruin it for ourselves, because we've seen that too with this team. Like, we just get in our own way and fumble it, literally. But the way the American League is right now, and the way this team could be when we're hitting and when we're pitching and fielding the ball, I feel like, look, we are the best team. I think we are the best team. So we can make it to there's a path to the World Series. There really is. There's a path to the World Series. And then at that point, we just got to freaking just beat whoever we're playing. And even in the National League, none of those teams are really like dominant like that. I know the Brewers are really good, but like they're a really young team too. Can they sustain that in the postseason? I don't know. It's a lot of questions, man. It's gonna be interesting. this year, this postseason is going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Even this last week, this weekend, look, the postseason has already started. We in the playoffs right now. When you look at the standings, I'm telling you, we're in the playoffs. These teams are fighting for their lives. Literally. Right now, we're fighting for a freaking division. It's going down to the last 4 games. It's going to be crazy this weekend. All over the MLB. And then come the wild card, oh, man. I'm telling you, I think this is going to be one of those Octobers where we're going to see a lot of walk-offs, a lot of game-tying hits, game-tying home runs, just a lot of action. A lot of action in the postseason. And baseball needs it because that's what really attracts fans. Those battles like that, those freaking, going back and forth, game-winning home runs, game-tying home runs, big-time matchups, right? That's what brings the fans and it brings the ratings. And I think that we're in for a good one this year. This is going to be a good October. It really is. Hopefully the Yankees can make it. I think we can. But, we've seen this team also kind of just shit the bed. So hopefully they don't do that. Carlos Rodon last 15. Itchiness says he don't think so. I mean, so who do you think is going to bounce this team out? Who do you think could bounce this team out? Like, out of all the teams that are supposed to make the postseason right now, which of those teams you think really could bounce the Yankees out of a series? And good night, Roy. Take care. Red Sox, Jays could bounce the Yankees. Yeah. I mean, technically any team could bounce, right? But I think even with those teams, I think that the Yankees, when we were losing to these guys and getting embarrassed, the team was like, we were free falling. It was just a bad time. I think this is a totally different team that faced them then. So I don't know, man. I'm hoping that the Yankees, when you look at that roster, right? When you look at the Yankees roster, even their bullpen and everything, when I see the names, right? Not just freaking start off with a blank slate. If you erase my memory of this whole entire season and you just showed me a list of the Yankees roster, I'd be like, oh, this team's, they can win a World Series, right? In terms of just the personnel on the roster, you'd be like, yeah, man, these guys could go all the way. We need them to play to that. And then we got Grish doing this thing, Ben Rice. I think we could do it. I do. Is there enough in the bullpen to hold it together? I think we have more in the bullpen this year than we did last year. But these guys, let's see. We can't have these guys blowing games and not finding the strike zone either. If we're going by raw talent, the Yankees are the best in the AL. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. If you were in a coma, right? Let's say you was in a coma, God forbid, for the last year or so, and you woke up and they show you the Yankees roster, you'd be like, what? Bro, we taking it, right? If they show you the Yankees roster compared to other rosters, you'd be like, yo, we're good. We got this. So that's on our side. The Red Sox sweep the Jays and the Yankees win out. We don't have to face both of them. Just one of them, because they face off in the wild card. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And let them eat each other out. Let them go at it. And that's why I was saying that the Red Sox actually they control a lot right now, because they could literally punt tomorrow's game. Let's say you're the Red Sox, right? You're the Red Sox front office, the analytics, Alex Cora, and everybody else, right? And let's say you're like, you know what? They already know they're not taking the division. They're gonna face off with somebody in the wild card, and they're like, you know what? We really like the way we match up versus the Yankees more than the Blue Jays. Then they can technically just kind of, I want to say lose on purpose, but lose on purpose so that the Blue Jays could take the division and they'll face the Yankees. I don't know. I'm just trying to think about. But I don't know why they would think that, because they're literally just now just beating the crap. They're about to sweep the Blue Jays, so maybe they want to face the Blue Jays. Trevor Rogers was mean. Had to be the Halloween uniform. You know, I think we're gonna see Trevor Rogers again. We gotta beat that dude. And even the game that we lost to him versus the Orioles, we didn't lose to him. We lost to that freaking left fielder, whatever that dude's name, the Beavers, right? He robbed a home run. He robbed a big 2-run home run. I think it was Stanton to hit it. And then he made that diving play. He literally beat us. Those two defensive plays beat the Yankees. If those two plays don't happen, we win that game. If New York gets multiple sports winning the championship in the same year, it will unlock a new golden era, new golden age, and the country will be redeemed. What are you talking about, man? Oh, man. I tell you right now, man. It definitely ain't going to be the Jets or the Giants. Right? It's not looking like it's going to be the Mets. So, who are we talking about? The Rangers, maybe? I don't think they're going to win. Freaking the Knicks. Let's see. Right. Red Sox pull Brian Bayo from the start tomorrow if they wanted to tank. Yeah, they do. Or they just go in at the third inning. They act like, I don't know, he tweaked something. Pull him out. Nah, Buffalo don't count, bro. Buffalo is Canada. I mean, technically it's New York State, but we talking about New York City teams. New York City teams, not New York State teams. That's how we're going to do it. But folks, man, I'm about to call it. It's getting kind of late here. I appreciate you all, man. Great win by the Yankees. Look, anything is possible, right? Anything is possible. Did you say you bugging? Nah, I'm not bugging. Buffalo's all the way. You ever been to Buffalo? My man, the only time people from New York go to Buffalo is if they locked up. They going to jet prison. That's the only time they go up there. It's a long ways away. Real Bill. Look, I brought Real Bill. As soon as I mentioned Buffalo. New York City don't have teams. They are New Jersey teams. What are you talking about, man? Oh, because the stadium is in New Jersey, but it's right across the water. And that's only football. Yeah. I'm not excluding. I'm excluding the Liberty. They won recently, but come on, bro. Don't count that crap. We're talking about the major teams, major sports teams, right? Yankees, Mets, Giants, Jets, Rangers. That's it. And Knicks. My bad. And Knicks, right? I'm not even counting the Nets. Those teams got to win. Those are the teams. But anyway, folks, man, that's going to do it for me. I appreciate you guys. Real Bill, I got your email, man. I hope you're feeling better. Everybody pray for Real Bill. You know, he's having some issues. I'm going to pray for you, brother, man. I hope you feel better. I really do, man. This dude said, what about the Ashlanders? They're Long Island. You know, I'm talking about New York City teams. That's it, man. New York City. Yeah. That's about it, folks. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's go Yankees. Let's win this damn division and let's win the World Series. That's what I want. Appreciate y'all, man. Have a blessed day. Take care.
Chalk on the corner, fair game in the air. Aaron's bat sang, but the call wasn't fair. Stripes in the dirt, blind to the truth. Judgment day ruined, no replay to boost. Robbed on the line, truth in the smoke. Boone in the dugout, temper provoked. Hands in the sky, crowds roar choked. Stole the homer, faith in the game broke. Lines don't lie, but the humans do. Green monster grin, but the call askew. Boone stormed out, spit words like fire, till Blue tossed and called him a liar. Robbed on the line, truth in the smoke. Boone in the dugout, temper provoked. Hands in the sky, crowds roar choked. Stole the homer, faith in the game broke. Cleats on the base, game paused and rinse. Judge plays clean, but they stack the fence. Crew in the masks, deaf to respect. Baiting the Bronx, who do they protect? Fair line narrative, curving the truth. Pint glass cheers turn silence in the booth.